up, Vigilantes? Today I am with Kathy and Paul from Canada, who pretty much, would you consider yourselves refugees of Canada? Canadian refugees in Mexico now?
We have left the building, yeah. We ended up in Mexico and made our way out quite, in a difficult way, but we've made it to freedom.
Yeah,
actually.
It was a very shocking experience just because of the way we had to leave, and with us not being vaccinated, it was tough. So thank goodness for Freedom Travel Alliance, they were able to hook us up, and yeah, we've been out for 11 days now, so it's beautiful.
So tell us about your journey, because I know cryptocurrency played a huge role in getting out. You can hold it if you want.
Okay, we were looking for a way out. Oh, sorry, yeah, earlier in December, November.
Yeah.
Nothing was coming to fruition, and there was nobody that would play. We were looking to even pay in crypto or exchange it for fiat currency to, any price that somebody would take us out of the country.
Yeah, and everyone not only being restrictive in what they were asking, but yeah, no crypto. And then Freedom Travel Alliance came along. We saw boost us with crypto, a little Bitcoin B, and we were like, thank goodness, because that's what we do. And we were able to use crypto to leave the country. Everyone loves to hodl it and do some certain things, but we we used it, spent it, and we're out now. So it was a cool experience to do that, and then on top use crypto, which is another freedom point as well. So yeah.
So can you please explain to everyone watching right now, from your perspective, what's going on in Canada? What's happening? What are you guys having to deal with over there? And what's happening with all the banking system that's turning against its own people?
So yeah, first things first, it's slowly, it's slipping away from the Canadian people. I don't think they realize. Like, the truckers have been there since the 29th of January. So they're coming up on a month now, and everything has been completely peaceful. Everything that that is out there now is on Telegram, is on certain underground channels, because the mainstream media is just not telling the story. And it's so disheartening, because people have left their jobs, they have their kids with them, they have bouncy castles in downtown Ottawa, the capital, and they're saying that this is a terrorist organization and there's swastikas. So that alone is a slippery slope. But what you're saying with the banks, so anyone the government thinks is sending money to the truckers, affiliated in any way, they've actually raised over $500,000 in Bitcoin through different movements. And yeah, they're shutting everything down, and people are making a run on the banks. They're saying, if you're going to screw us over, if you're going to take away our rights, then we're not paying our taxes, and we're taking all the cash out of the bank. So there is some fight left, and I see a lot of good stuff happening. I don't know what the government's going to do, and that's why we're so thankful we got out and we're able to be here. So
And the difficulty with the situation being as it is that people don't really have an understanding of this is the end game. This is taking away the last freedoms that you have. And I think that just made the point even greater for us, that taking crypto and our own finances into our own hands was something that was so important to freedom as well.
Right on.
Yeah.
So a very interesting phenomenon occurred where a lot of Canadians were now under threat financially, and they started scrubbing their how they really felt about the situation in Canada from social media.
Right.
Can you guys speak about this and what's going on? Because it seems like it's a way to silence people, correct?
Yeah, so I think everyone related, anybody that donated, they were doing big sweeps of all of the social media to find out who was backing truckers. They were coming up to people's doors and giving them placards saying, this is the way you protest properly. And how are they getting all this information? It's what is shared on social media. And so people have pulled back quite a bit, and the sharing has slowed down quite a bit too, to get that truth out there, because people are scared, fearful, and the state of emergency that they've declared now comes down to taking the livelihoods out of people's hands. That means banking.
Yeah.
That means, anything that you hold dear to you, they might just come up to your door. And that situation is no longer a threat. It's happening.
Yeah, and the worst part about everything is crime has dropped 90% in the city of Ottawa, so the capital has pretty much no crime now. Homeless are being fed, everyone's getting along. There's actually finally unity in Canada, but the Prime Minister's not seeing it. No one's really, there's a couple people that are out there, but 33 million people and there's 10,000 in Ottawa. Like, everyone's kind of turned into the silent majority now, and it's just a matter of time to see what flinches. I know there's a lawsuit going on with the guy who actually wrote the physical the rights, the Canadian Charter of Rights. He was a last living member, and he's actually filing a lawsuit against the government for freedom of travel, what we had to go through. They're actually going to court, but it just depends on who's been paid off or how that's going to work out. But that's kind of our last chance, I see, because it's just become so tyrannical that nothing the people do and ask for is being given to them. So,
Right on. So, what's next, like, for the Canadian people? Do you foresee a future where things will turn around, or do you foresee a future? You just left Canada, or do you foresee a future of a lot of struggle?
I would say a lot of struggle. I would say, especially with this uncertainty with the banking and being able to freeze assets, like, that's people's livelihood. And a lot of people right now are fed up with the mandates and they just want to get back to normal. All the premiers are turning around and saying, hey, we're going to loosen mandates. Nothing has come about yet in that, but just seeing that all the heads of every province is doing that, but the government's not moving, this is going to be a long and a hard battle, but I think it's one we have to wage. And the whole world is on our side. We see people in New Zealand, all over Europe, like, everyone's rallying around the truckers. So I think if people can do that, and last thing is to get their money out of the banks. So everyone's withdrawing cash. Some ATMs are running out of money because that's what people are doing. And I think if they knew more about crypto and be able to get it in and out and into something safer, because at the end of the day, if the dollar, hyperinflation, then all their cash in their hands worth nothing. So.
So what would you say to the people watching right now from Canada and all over the world that are now realizing what's happening and what can happen in their country? How, from your experience, how easy is it for someone to actually use crypto in the way that you've been using it to find freedom?
It's getting there. We started out with the movement of crypto being key into a plan of how do we get this mainstream? How do we get more people using and spending and moving? The energy of money wants to get around, and that includes crypto. And that is good for not only, people that have it now, but the future. We're just the beginning edge of this big wave to come, and the more that we can make this mainstream, the masses will be helped with this level of, securities, on the blockchain, all of those things, getting to a point of taking that sovereignty into our own hands. So we are for the freedom of everybody's country, and it's Canada, Nobody ever thought that this would happen there. And we're shocked as well. We're on the outside, but that doesn't free us from that being our home and our country, and all of our families are back there. This is a greater place to be able to work freedom into, helping more people on the outside and bringing that, mainstream as well.
And I think what's really been a huge asset is getting yourself a crypto Visa or something, some sort of MasterCard that you're able to convert your crypto into fiat, because when you're here, not everyone takes crypto, or not a whole lot of people. So just having that outlet where we can kind of be our own banker and convert, Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever we have, into crypto or into fiat when we need it, has been a huge help. So I would say if you're looking at moving more that way, we pretty much have, I would say, 90% of what we have out of the banks and in crypto now and in different wallets. So that has been huge, because now if something happens to our Canadian bank account, we're safe. We have everything out that we need, and we can pull funds out of ATMs and do things like that that's untraceable. It's an anonymous Visa. All they see is a number come up. It's not registered to any bank, and we can just load crypto on it and away we go. So that's been really cool as well.
So this is something that is happening right now, and thank you very much for holding the mic for us. You're doing a great job. This is happening really fast. Do you see people eager and curious to adopt crypto into their own lives now that they're faced with this situation?
It's a slow, steady process, and we are trying to be supportive and put our hand out and teach as many people as we can. Education is the key to lessening that fear, because people are fearful of what they don't understand. And so every day we spend hours and hours with people, getting them to a place of comfort so that it's not this big scary thing, it's just new. And, the more education you have around that, the better you are equipped to go boldly into a really bright future. Finances on steroids is, that's what crypto offers. And it should be offered to every single person that, we can hold a hand out to and say, join in it. It's hard, it's learning, it's understanding, but worth it.
That's so cool. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. So you guys are teaching people about crypto in your day-to-day life? Is this something you guys personally do?
Yeah, and a lot of our people we deal with is, I would say 65, 70 years old is the average age. People that have retirement, something set aside that they're trying to live off of for the rest of their life, and they're just saying, I can't do it in the current system. Inflation in Canada in the last 6 months was about 22%. So if you made 15%, which is great in a year for investments, you lost 7% of your money through inflation. So it's just educating them on that and really bringing them alongside what we're doing and trying to help them in every way, because just because someone's not technically able to, or they don't quite get it, it shouldn't mean they shouldn't have a slice of freedom, right? They shouldn't be able to have crypto. And we've always saw that need, because the more people we can get into crypto and the more people we can see and show a brighter side, I think it's going to help us all. And I would just say it's about more the youth, though. If we can get the youth, because if we can get that big push of people that have social media and are able to spread it, that's going to be the big thing. But it seems like a lot of people don't really have the capital, or they don't think they can. So I just encourage anyone, just try and learn, reach out to people, because it's coming, and to be on the front wave of that is going to be, it's going to bless you for a long time. So that's the big message, is just, even if you can't, or you don't think you can, just try, because eventually it'll click, and then you'll kind of see what everyone else is talking about in the world of crypto.
That's so cool, guys. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Is there anything else, because there's probably people despairing right now in Canada.
Right.
Is there some words of wisdom, anything you guys would like to say to them? Because, it, like you said, unfortunately, yes, I agree. Things maybe will get worse than before they actually start getting better. Anything else you want to say? Any message you want to send out to people? Because I know crypto has played a huge part in you guys being able to be in a freer place. And maybe if you could talk about how that living with crypto has opened up so much for you, obviously.
It's really, you have to experience it, right? You have to step into the realm and realize what it can do for you. And if it weren't for crypto, we really wouldn't be here. We'd probably have to be at a job working back in Canada, and wouldn't have the freedom and the ability to kind of be where we are. So I just think just getting acclimated and learning as much as you can, because it opens up a lot of doors. And just, I guess, something for people in Canada is that, we love you, stay strong. Good always prevails. Even though it seems dark at times and there's some silent forces working in our favor, it's just about, holding the line and knowing what we're doing is right, and just keeping the faith.
And oneness, love is going to win. And the more connection we can have, connecting to each other through blockchain, through all of these new ways of making this a reality for more people, is what's important. And, holding that freedom flag up and saying, way to go, truckers, and way to go, Canada. It's it's a pride that, comes from the heart, for sure.
That's awesome, guys. Thank you for being with us. And I personally think that this is actually something great that's happening, because people are having to seek alternatives. And guess what? We've been preparing for this for over a decade now. So we have the tools to actually take care of people. So thank you for sharing your story, guys, and thank you for being with us, guys. Peace, love, anarchy, and we'll keep talking and meeting people that are inspiring to us. Take care. Bye.